Good afternoon and welcome to another inspiring episode of Spotlight. My name is Dinah Ventura.
And I'm Francine Marquez. Our guest for today is a seasoned actor who starred in numerous series and films that garnered awards and recognitions both locally and internationally. So, idol na idol to. And
I
so, we're
know.
so excited to have her here.
And her acting is so convincing that people express so much hate and anger towards her Contrabida roles. But when she plays her kind-hearted characters, viewers adore her and cry with her during sentimental scenes.
True. Tapos, we also know that she has an extensive filmography that spans through decades and continues to grow. We'll surely learn from her. So please welcome Miss Cherry Pie Picache.
Hi, good day, good day too.
Good day.
Yeah, good
Hello.
day, Dina and Francine, and a good day. Since this is digital, so good afternoon, good evening to
Yes.
everyone who's watching online. Hello
Oo.
po, and thank you for having me.
Welcome to Spotlight. Nako, excited
Thank you.
tayo, di ba?
Oo
When we
nga
learned that you said
eh.
yes. So,
thank you for inviting me.
Cherry Pie, how are you today? How's it been with you?
It's very good. Things have been very good. I cannot complain. Things have been full of blessings. Medyo busy po ngayon. I think everybody knows naman who I'm endorsing.
Yes.
And I'm campaigning for.
Uh-uh.
So that's what I'm really busy with right now. And I just came from a vacation also, kaya medyo yung kulay ko and
Oo nga.
well, it's Holy Week. It's Holy Week now, so it's really time to reflect and to think and to ponder about things, about life. So very blessed and I'm very grateful.
That's
Oh,
good to know, no?
oo.
Oo. But like we said earlier, dalang-dala ng emotions ng viewers sa acting mo yung mga, whether you're playing a bida or contrabida role. Which of the two do you like playing more?
Honestly, yung Contrabida. Because I really love to sink my teeth into the characters that I portray, and I find Contrabida role, especially on television, very challenging and iba po kasi pag lalo na if it's television work that you're doing, if it's a series, kasi mahaba, and so it's really nice to play with the characters, and it's really nice to play where the story is going. So yun, I prefer Contrabida roles. But I'm taking to heart any role that
But in interviews, we know that it's totally different from you, who you are in real life, ano?
Sana po. I try.
How do you channel those characters when you prepare for a role?
Meron ka bang
Oo may technique ba
Sino ba yung iniisip mo kapag
na contrabida to play?
No, actually, it just really depends on the script, how the character is arc, and parang I do my homework in every character or role that I portray. I do homework. I put a history, and there's a history in every character that I play. So, yun po, I study it, and then I think that's what's beautiful in being an actor, because you can create the persona of the character. And so, yun, pinag-aaralan. And then I observe I love observing people. So sometimes if I go people watching, I say, that's a nice character, that's a nice expression, I'll do that.
Oh, how interesting.
I'll try that in one of my characters. So it really actually depends on the story also. Yun, depende po. And plus, there are also givens. like the instructions of the directors and the instruction of the whole team. You collaborate with them on how you would want to, or they would want you to portray the character. So all that is taken into consideration.
Okay.
But acting has always been your first love, right?
Yes, I love that's the craft. My craft of acting has always been my other passion. The other one is cooking.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I cook
Interesting.
too. Yeah,
Oo,
and
oo.
so plus others. I'm also into arts, music, mga
Yes,
ganyan.
yes, yes. Oo,
Yeah,
oo.
siguro it's just really on me. So, but my craft, I take my craft seriously. If there's anything that I love about my work or my job, that's it's what I do, yung ganun po. It's not really the perks that come along with it, although I enjoy it.
Yes.
I also yeah, I enjoy it and appreciate it. To be able to become an influence and an inspiration to a lot using my work. But yung craft ko po talaga yung yeah, I love acting.
That's the main thing. That's
Kaya
the
naman
thing
may
that drives
yes, oo.
Cherry Pie.
Yeah, so medyo
Yeah.
magmamarites question ba tayo?
Oo.
Sorry, we have to ask.
Parang alam ko na ba siyang pupunta?
Because you know what, Cherry Pie, you're looking so beautiful. Parang
Oo
ang ganda ng
nga.
aura mo
Oh,
ngayon.
seriously.
Ever since naman, talagang one of the
Oo.
most beautiful
Pero parang
actresses
may
naman siya.
something So, so everybody
Anyway,
knows you're
there's
in a-
just 3 of us right now.
Secret lang natin
No,
to.
there's not just 3 of us.
So, di ba, you're in a romantic relationship now. So, we want to know, is love sweeter when you're wiser? Ganun ba yun?
I guess, I suppose. It's always nice to have a second chance at anything. So it's I think it's a blessing that
Ayan.
Yan, may picture. Na-troll na.
ay katibayan. Yeah, so it's nice to always have a second chance, and I suppose no matter what age you're in or what wherever you are, parang or what the position you're in, yung second chances is nice. It's nice to be given that opportunity. Plus, I guess it's also better because when you're more mature and yun, so okay naman.
Should be, marites pa more.
Oo, meron pa eh. Kasi I'm sure a lot of women are really inspired, including us, diba? That there's hope and inspiration and always a lot of things to look forward to, no matter what age or situation you are in. Ano? There's just so much good things happening. Oh,
Slambok naman
oh,
tayo.
ito slambo question. Sorry, medyo random. Can you, diba? Kasi ang sarap din. Can you define love at this point? What is your advice to women still looking for the one?
Well, I think I always believe that love is a decision. It's a decision. Love is a decision. Of course, I mean, you go through the phases, of course, your attraction. And I guess parang I think the meaning of love changes as you mature.
Yes.
Parang ganon, diba? I mean, I was also happy single. I've been separated for 12 years, and it's my first legit. I've been separated for 12 years. And then after 6 years, I decided to go out on dates. And so I dated a few, but yun nga, for 12, ayun na pa. so I dated a few, but I suppose ito yung yung formal, legit, and yun talaga, you decided that you really want to get into a relationship, a commitment. And it's a responsibility. So suppose it changes nga, but I always believe it's a decision. Love is always a decision.
Yes.
Because at first, di ba, I mean, syempre, it's romantic. I'm hopeless romantic. Please don't
Oh,
get me wrong.
okay.
Pero at the end, there's so many realities to consider, especially at my age. I'm turning 52 next month. I have a
Oh.
son. And syempre may realities na, may
Oo,
realities
oo,
sa
oo.
buhay natin. So all that you have to take into consideration, not only my side, but also your partner's side.
Right.
So all that, kailangan buong buo mamahalin mo about that person kasama ng nakapaligid sa kanya. So I really believe it's a decision. Diba? Tapos it's not only the good side, of course, diba parang may romance sa umpisa, attraction, tas romantic, honeymoon stage, but reality will set in and feel the feelings that you have will, diba roller coaster ang emotions ko. Yeah,
Tama.
so, yeah, so,
So, what was it about your love that made you decide?
Oo, what was the
What was
trigger point for that decision? Wala, naging entertainment show na tayo.
just want to know?
and then we went out decades ago. We already went out and I was still really, really single. And we've remained friends all these years. We actually never lost touch. We would see each other in events, in parties, get-togethers, and yeah, we would always have the same group that we hang around with, parang ganyan, especially in the industry. And so, yun, I guess it was also timing. Parang, yeah, timing din siguro that he was, single or single. And then we worked together in a project, Marry Me, Marry You.
Ah, okay.
And so, yeah, so doon siguro na rekindle. Then we got, but it took a while, it took a few months before we decided to get into a relationship. So I think that really helped a lot, that you're friends and that you know each other. And,
Yes,
ayun, baka naman.
kasi, di ba you said there were years when you were single, and I guess for a woman, it's all about also maybe being on one's own, being independent, learning to live with yourself. Was it
And I was,
Yes.
and I was very happy being, I mean,
Yes.
not very happy, of course, but I was happy being single. I enjoyed it. Akala ko nga magiging single na ako all my life and I was settled na and waiting na lang to be a grandmother to my son. It's lonely sometimes, but I think that's what's important if you're whole or if you try your best every day to make yourself whole as a woman.
yes.
And diba, you don't depend on other people for your happiness and for your
Yes.
fulfillment. I think it's better to get into a relationship that way. Kasi you're in a relationship not to complete anybody. You're just an addition to somebody's improvement or to make that person better.
I believe
Pero you
that.
have to be complete, diba? To be able to
Yes,
share well.
yes.
Parang ganun.
Tama.
That's how I see it.
Ang galing.
Yes.
We're so happy for your newfound love. And
I'm so happy too. Thank you.
so we'll get
diba?
to know you some more and about your career when Spotlight returns. We'll be back.
Ang Daily Tribune may digital shows na din. Dahil sa mas lumalaki at mas lumalakas nating tribu, handog sa inyo ng Daily Tribune ang mga programang magbibigay buhay araw-araw. Be informed at mag-good vibes tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Be updated sa news and happenings sa Tribune News on Cue. Mas kilalanin pa natin ang mga paborito nyong atleta sa programang The Athletes Tribune. Alamin ang latest entertainment sa programang What's Up. Ma-inspire sa mga kwentong hatid ng Perfect. Search lang ang Daily Tribune sa inyong Facebook at Tribune Now on YouTube. See you there mga katribu!
Welcome back to Spotlight. Still with us is the multi-awarded beautiful actor,
Yes,
Cherry Pie
inspiring.
Picache.
Yes.
Now let's talk
Thank
more
you,
about her
Bida.
career,
Oo.
di ba?
Yes, and making it as a woman in show business, right?
Yes.
Diba?
So, di ba kasi showbiz still has its macho culture and maraming stereotypes of women of a certain age. How were you able to break those barriers and remain a relevant actor and a woman to reckon with?
Yes, because we observe na, 'di ba, parang Cherry Pie Picache, all kinds of roles, versatile
Yes.
na
Kayang-kaya.
oo, parang you'd love to well, if maybe a fellow actor would really love to get into those roles as well. How do you get those roles? 'Di ba? How do you try to make it? Thriving in an industry na parang ang dami-dami na ding ang dami-daming actors every
Daming
day.
work, oo, di ba?
I think it's also, especially for women, I think it's harder to survive in the industry, the film industry, especially in our film industry. Kasi ang dami. The advice that I always give to the young people who's aspiring to be actors is it's always combined. Your passion for the craft should always be a priority. And then, tsaka na i-develop yung looks, yung good looks, yung ganyan. Because I think that's the thing that's going to define you. And, good work will always be coupled, or must always be coupled with good attitude towards work. That will also define your longevity in the industry. That's what I always, that's the advice that I always give to young actors. And, I guess, if you really love what you're doing and and I never cease to learn, I never put it in my head or in my heart that I'm good or ganyan. Parang you never cease to learn, di ba? You always learn new things. And so siguro yeah, I think that's the thing that they see, and maybe if you give out that attitude or that vibe, that energy, then people will really see through it. And yun nga, in every role that I portray or in every work that I tackle, I really put my heart and soul into it. I take it seriously. Secondary na yung secondary na yung, the popularity and the especially now at my age, parang ganon. Secondary na yung rewards or yung what you get out of it, parang ganyan. And then now, at this point in time, I would also like to be able to use my work or my status wherever I am, no matter how, little I can contribute, to inspire people, to make people move, to encourage, to give positivity, yung ganyan. Parang hindi na pang sarili. It's, di ba, it's already for the community and for our country. Parang ganyan. So I guess nagpo-progress din. So so you become relevant, you have to make a stand on anything. Di ba, parang ganyan.
Oo nga, kitang-kita yun kay Cherry.
Yeah. One of my favorite roles that you played is the one in Don't Call Me Tita. Where you play the vulnerable woman, pero very strong, pero all the emotions are there. Parang being human and admitting your emotions, di ba?
Of course, I'm really grateful and I'm so blessed that I'm getting all these opportunities. But also with nagiging global na ngayon, it's all content na, di ba? Because everything is online.
Yes.
So everything is all about content. So I think, on another side, that gives us opportunities, actors, whether we play, whether we're not, kasi noon po, di ba, iba when it started during the 80s and 90s, there was really that star system.
Yes.
And now, as long as you're an actor and you can deliver and you can portray the role, or there's a role that fits you, since puro content na ang importante ngayon, especially online, I think that gives a lot of actors opportunities, yung range of the roles that we can portray. Like in Call Me Tita, medyo considering parang lead role po yun.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and if it was done before na wala pa, wala pa yung digital o wala pa yung online, parang I don't think I would have gotten that role. It would have been given to, to somebody na talaga parang superstar, parang ganyan. Or somebody who really plays lead roles, parang ganyan. But now, I think that's the good side of it, that people are really, into content. So, all the actors are given equal opportunities to portray different roles.
That's a good thing, no? Good development.
Yeah, yung progress.
Of course,
So,
you've really gone a long way, no? You're one of the most respected actors in the business. I mean, and recognized
I try.
internationally as well, no?
I try.
At this point in your life, how would you compare your mindset or your ideals about life when you were just starting in your career versus right now at the present?
In the beginning, I think, because to begin with, my parents really didn't like, especially my father, my father's side, never really encouraged or never really tolerated my being an actress. That's why actually I took up dentistry in college.
Oh.
Because my father then that be a doctor or a professional. So it doesn't my being an actor wasn't really encouraged in the family. So in the beginning, I was just really out to prove to them that I chose. I mean, this is the path or the work that I really wanted, and this is the thing that I really love to do. So it was all for me. Parang I wanted to prove to them that I made the right decision. Yung ganon. And then iba nung araw sa amin because we weren't taken care of by networks.
Yes.
We were
right.
taken. So before, we really had to prove ourselves per project or with every project that we do. We really had to prove ourselves that we deserve the other roles. Parang ganyan. So it was a slow climb for me, and I never really dreamt of being a star. Parang ganyan. I just really wanted to prove to everybody that I knew how to act. Parang ganyan. And so, that was the mindset before, it was all for myself. But now, as I matured, and now as, I'm a mother already, so, I'm more, parang, I'm so blessed, to have reached a point wherein parang, I really want to play roles now that I really want to do. Hindi katulad nun, di ba? Parang ganyan. Now, yun. And then, yun nga, now it's more of to use my being an actor now to inspire people, to encourage them. Mas pang sa tao na. Parang ganyan.
Yes.
Hindi na pang sarili.
Understand.
So I think that's,
Yes.
I think that's the big difference.
Giving back na.
Yeah. Giving back na. Plus now, since iba na rin ngayon the way we do films now locked in. So it really takes you away from your family and from your home. Sabi ko nga, now I have so much empathy and so much love for OFWs kasi naranasan na namin kung paano.
Something like that, no? Right.
Mahirap, we'd be away for a month or 2 months.
Wow.
Ngayon because of the pandemic. So, sabi ko, grabe, ang mga OFWs, years away from their families, just to be able to make a decent living. Ganun. So, yun yung mga, those are the things that you learn over the years. So, yun na nga, iba na rin ngayon. So now, if ever I'm going, that's why I haven't really done a film in a long time also because yun nga, halos lahat din na na-offer yung puro nanay, parang ganyan.
Oo.
Sabi ko, now parang sana it's worth my while na I'll be
Yes,
away
oo,
from my
oo.
family.
Oo.
So sana it's a role that I really love to do.
Yeah.
Parang ganyan.
Oo,
At
oo.
least now you can choose, 'di ba? You can be more picky.
More, yes, pero kalakal is buhay.
Agree.
Right? So, hindi naman masyado ng mapili. Pero, with some things lang.
Yes,
Some
oo,
things
oo.
lang.
Parang may more meaning for you also as an
Yeah.
actor.
Should be
Yes.
worth it,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, it should be worth it.
So anyway, 'di ba? Cherry Pie, it's summer again and Holy Week tayo ngayon. Can you tell us if you have any Holy Week sacrifices or something?
Yes, I see to it. It starts on Ash Wednesday. And, of course, yeah, every year yan. Of course, di ba, para we really have, I guess especially now, I really believe kasi, the pandemic that we went through, the past 2 years, it's really parang purging, di ba, for all of us.
Right.
To realize what's more important and what's more essential in life. And, yung reminder for us to just really spread the love and the compassion and empathy towards others, parang ganyan. So I think it has more meaning now. But every year, I fast on something, I abstain for something as my offering for, let's say, a supplication or an
Yes.
intention that I
Yes.
have every year. Di ba they say yung fasting on meat, yung mga ganyan, abstain from meat, mga ganyan. But I think sa akin, over the years, nag-iba-iba siya. I choose the one that's most difficult.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, minsan,
For you,
minsan
yeah.
minsan ugali, minsan pagkain. Kasi di ba,
Oo
depende naman yun eh.
Oo.
Kasi parang it doesn't have any meaning kung hindi mahirap. Parang
Tama.
ganun. Or kung sanay ka na doon. So,
What are some of those sacrifices like
Ano
aside
yung
from
mahirap
Oo.
for you?
hindi ko alam if I can say, okay, okay naman yun. I'm mature na naman.
Okay.
So, but for the young ones, no, I fasted on, beer.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Oo nga. The
Yes,
thing,
because our work is so stressful and
Yes.
sometimes, diba, so, I love an ice cold beer.
at the end of the
Sometimes
day.
to relax me or to unwind me. Hindi naman marami, 1 or 2, yung parang ganyan. During weekends, yung ganyan, or at the end of the day. So, yun lang naman ang ko. So, yeah, that's what I abstain from. Starting Ash Wednesday until Easter Sunday.
So,
And then, there's also a preparation that one must do. Yun, Ash Wednesday, yun na yung confession, confession na, ganyan, all the preparations. And as much as possible, if I can be of help na to other people in terms of inspiring them. So normally, especially after the radical love, after my journey of forgiveness, every year I do 7 last words. Tapos I get invited, so that's my way of magnifying His name, to share that pag Holy Week. And so every year, I'm blessed to be given the opportunity to be of help and to be of service. So I share
Okay.
things, So yun yung ginagawa ko for Holy Week.
Kita mo, hindi naman kontrabida si Cherry.
Kaya nga sobrang bait.
Oo. Hindi sobrang bait.
Yeah, kasi kanina you've been talking about having empathy for others and forgiveness. Can you tell us more about kindness? How does one achieve it? Kasi that's how we feel you are.
And for others, it's an effort talaga.
Diba? It's an effort, but how does it, bakit ba for you, it seems to be so natural, no?
I think, parang hindi naman din. Pero, parang how can we not be grateful for the life that we have now?
Mm.
And I think if we're just really grateful and thankful for all the blessings, not that we deserve it,
Mm-mm.
or not that we are entitled to it, but if we just always remember and not forget that these are all given, these are all temporary, then I think, di ba, parang, then you can extend that grace, extend
Mm-mm.
that blessing to others, and we should. Tapos yun nga po, di ba, especially now you know that everything's going back to normal.
Mm-mm.
That's what I'm really praying and hoping for, that people won't forget the past 2 years and the hardships and difficulties that
Yes.
we've gone through.
Yeah.
Because I really believe that it was, parang purging. I think that did not happen to punish us or anything, but it is really, God so loved us. He loves us immensely, that He wants to remind us what's the more important things in life.
Mm-mm.
I think that's what, sa akin, that's how I look. I mean, because I always want to look at things positively.
Mm-mm.
I think that's what the pandemic gave us.
Mm-mm.
As much as, up to now, it still saddens us and breaks our heart, because a lot of our loved ones, diba?
Yes.
And it became so close to home, the
Yeah.
loss, yung loss. Pero, on the positive side, yun nga, sana wag makalimutan ng tao yung mga natutunan natin, especially now.
Yeah.
That, everything's going back to normal na, yun lang. Yung compassion for others, yung love, kasi nga yung empathy, to be concerned with one another. Kasi di ba yung po yung nangyari?
True.
Di ba everybody was helping each other? Communities, neighbors, friends, kahit hindi nakakalabas, nagpapadalahan, and then yung fellowship sa subdivision, nagkakaroon ng sariling tindahan sa subdivision kasi bawal na lumabas. So I hope that I pray that we don't forget that. And
Oo nga, dapat hindi makalimutan yan.
Yes.
We all
Oo.
need to remember
Yeah.
the lessons of the pandemic.
I think
yes,
that's the only way we can also move forward, diba? Wisely.
Wisely.
yeah.
Vote wisely.
And now that it's Holy Week, we are reminded that, diba? Sorry, I don't want to sound, I don't want to sound so preachy, but it is that way, diba? Now that
True.
it's Holy Week, we're reminded that, God loved us so much that, that Jesus Christ, His
Yeah.
Son, died on the cross for us. So I think we should just keep that in our heart and not forget, so that we can impart and extend that grace.
Yeah.
Ganon.
Okay, that's beautiful.
I agree with
Oo.
that also.
So anyway, Francine, for now, okay, we'll talk to Cherry Pie some more, but for now, let's take another short break. Stay with us.
Magandang araw mga katribu! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelevelo, Atty. Lia Badillo Crisostomo, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chirk Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas na ang mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Simulan natin ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments ng aming programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, pagsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising na!
Hello, welcome back to Spotlight. You're still watching me, Francine, and Dinah, and we're with Miss Cherry Pie Picache. Hello, welcome back.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, kanina kasi you're talking about achieving kindness, especially parang empathizing with people.
Yes.
That's what we need right now, diba? Reaching out to others, especially at the time of COVID. Pwede ba nating balikan yung time, yung about the topic on radical love when you forgave the person who took your mom's life away? How are things right now? Do you still keep in touch with that person, or how has it been since then?
Well, I've been into prison ministry even before that happened. So I have yung group, the group that I belong. sa prison volunteer, doon ako nakakabalita. I haven't, it's very unfortunate that I haven't had the chance to visit him again. Pero, I get news from the other prison volunteers. That's with the group that I'm working with. I'm involved with. So, pero parang okay naman siya. His name is Michael Flores. That's the name of our assailant. He's in Muntinlupa now, serving reclusion perpetua. Yeah.
Okay.
What moved you
And,
to, you said you're into prison ministry even before. What moved you to get into that? It's so close to your experience. Diba? Parang somehow, there's a connection.
Actually, Miss Francine, yun nga yung parang irony doon because, I've been, even before that happened, I've been helping them for about 15 years.
Oh,
Actually,
I see.
my advocacy on prison ministry started with children in conflict with the law. That's how I started. I started kasi with children and women and ganyan.
Yes,
Different, advocacy. When I was young, I started when I was very young. Parang 20 pa lang. I had those advocacies already. And then, I for some reason, it led me to helping, children in conflict with the law, with the group that I'm with. Actually, it's the CBCP, ECCPC, yung
Yes.
Episcopal Parish Commission on Prison
Yes,
Ministry. And so, from the children in conflict with the law, syempre kasama na doon yung sa CHR, yung ganyan, human rights and everything. I moved into to really yung prison care. So I was involved with that for about 15 years until it happened. When it happened, parang I generalized it. Parang, syempre sumama yung loob ko. Parang damay-damay na. So I stopped for about 2 years. And then I went back. When I was in the journey, because it took me about 3 years, yung journey ko to forgiveness, yung pathway ko to forgiveness, it took me 3 years before I actually was able to forgive the assailant or our assailant.
Ang tagal pa.
What moved me,
Yeah.
what moved me, I think, yung Our Father, I always say in my sharings, even, because part of the journey that I have for 3 years, I was sharing and giving talks to different parishes, organizations, yung ganyan, because I needed that help, to really process and to heal yung ganyan. So for 3 years in yung pathway ko, sharing that I'm contemplating in forgiving our assailant, and so I always shared this. The first enlightenment that I got was praying the Our Father. Kasi diba, when something like that happens to you, parang you'll never pray in your life as much as you'll pray if something like that happens to you. Parang so talagang every word. So it's give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. That's my first enlightenment.
I can imagine the 3 years, no? How were you able to cope with it every day? And then,
It was difficult.
Diba,
And it was,
how did
parang
you...
stages yun.
Oo.
Yeah. Siyempre, for the first year, for one, I wasn't able to work. For 6 months to 8 months, galit na galit. Siyempre, all the anger, all the pain, tapos yung vindictiveness, yung vengeance, yung babawi. Siyempre, lahat yun pinagdaanan ko po. Until, yun nga, I had that enlightenment. Of course, we're all sinners. So we also always ask for our sins to be forgiven. And, one occasion when I was in the church and I was praying, parang, parang how can I ask for forgiveness when, there's, parang full of anger in my heart and full of pain, parang ganyan. And so that led me to think na, what if? And then, nung nangyari yun, I always say this too, parang, because I always had parang a strong spiritual, parang yung faith.
Yes.
And, parang ganyan. But nung nangyari yun, you know, when things happen, happens like this, masya-shake masya-challenge yung faith.
Oo.
But I did not get mad at God. Pero my only question to him then was, grabe naman, para tanungin mo ko kung gaano kita kamahal. And that was very difficult. I mean, to follow, to be obedient.
Yes.
Diba? To be obedient. Yun. Na parang, oo, mahal kita, pero grabe naman to. Parang yan.
Right.
And, parang, you don't really have any choice but to really follow him. And it is only by His grace, I think. Faith is a gift. It is only by His grace that you're able to do, good works and kindness, and to be able to have that love. I really believe, I strongly believe that those are just gifts to us and blessings to us. Only by His grace talaga. And so yung po, and then so I worked on it. Up to the time, if you saw the clip, up to the time when we were about to meet, I was praying talaga na parang, please take over. Kasi I don't think I'll be able to do it, so please take over.
Okay. So yun yung
So I
time
think-
ba, that exact moment you just surrendered after you prayed? Ganun ba yung nangyari?
Yeah. So, di ba po parang I was
Oo.
processing it for
Yes.
3 years, thinking about parang, I wanted to forgive, but to actually do it, parang will I be able to do it? So, pinoprocess ko yun for 3 years, until yun nga po, we decided, with the help of ABS-CBN News Department, sabi nila, napaka-inspiring yung story, can we make it into a documentary film? And so, we did it. So, from the time na huli kaming nagkita when he was convicted, China, it was my time na to visit him in prison, to actually visit him. Although I've had some attempts before that. Kaso, I think there was a transition in the leadership. I think si Senator Bato, parang ganyan. But there was a transition, so it was very difficult for the prison volunteers to get into prison, parang ganyan. Or to visit the prisoners, or to do work sa prison. So anyway, yun nga po, so so finally, in-arrange na ayos, okay, parang this is the time that I'll see him after 3 years. And this is the time that I can really just tell him na, okay, I'm forgiving you. Parang ganyan, that was the only chance. I mean, you have that intention, you have it in your mind, pero sabi ko, syempre iba, pag nakaharap na, you don't know parang kung paano siya magre-react. And I don't even know if I can really do it. So I was praying na, God, please take over. So I think that's the only moment in my life wherein I can really make it as a testimony na talagang He really took over. To the point, ang proof ko niyan, is, so para I forgave him na, I told him that I was forgiving him, so we were crying.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, I realized, tapos sinabi ko sa kanya, nasa film nga, sinabi ko sa kanya, oh my God, sabi ko, binibigyan ko talaga ng tinapay. Sorry kasi pinasalubungan ko siya ng tinapay. Sabi ko, binibigyan ko talaga ng tinapay yung taong pumatay sa mami ko. Yung parang, I couldn't believe it also, but yun nga, by His grace. So I think He really took over.
Literally and figuratively.
So parang may, God.
And then, that's when I realized, in forgiving our assailant, then my advocacy towards prison work was evolving again. So I na-realize ko ang ina-advocate ko na pala is restorative justice.
Okay.
I see.
Okay.
Grabe. It's still a very emotional
Siyempre,
topic, no? Talaga. It's been years.
What do you feel when people say, ang tapang mo for what you did? It was a brave move on your part.
No. It's really by God's grace. It took it took a long time. You know, you really have to process things.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's just really by His grace. Tapos yun lang nga, I think to just really always remember yung gratefulness because and that's precisely why I entitled the documentary Radical Love. Kasi di ba parang that's how God loves us. Parang ganyan, yung radical.
Yes.
Because no matter how much we sin or no matter how much we fail Him, His love is so radical that He always gives us the second chance to restore our lives and to become better. And then, yeah, and then when He was convicted, in the very first time that I talked to Him, right after, parang a few weeks before the conviction, I talked to Him. And well, it's a long story, pero I read and somebody shared to me that it is only with radical love that you can really find
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Pero, Cherry Pie, it's been a long time now and we can see how emotional you still get about it.
Sorry.
Kasi di ba,
Yeah.
even if we're taught to have radical love, di ba, mahirap kasi we're still human.
Oo.
So, so after that,
Tao lang.
after you forgave your assailant, nagkaroon ka ba ng regrets or nag-regress ba yung feelings mo about it?
Decisions.
Ano ba nangyari?
Actually, no. Now, now parang I forgive na lang everybody. Nagawa ko na yung pinakamahirap. I mean, it's easy to, di ba, parang it's easier pa nga to forgive if nakalipas na, you know, parang matagal na, or bumawi, or nag-sorry sa'yo kagad yung the one who hurt you. But I think the most difficult part there is forgiving in the midst of pain.
Tama.
I think yun yung pinakamahirap sa akin. Yung I was still so much in pain. And yet, I had to forgive, or I have to forgive. Now, you know, after that, you know, years, ngayon, I still sin. So I still ask forgiveness. Pero ngayon, yung parang, I tell God, o yan nagpapatawad na ako ha. So sana patawarin mo rin ako. Sa mga, you know, because I still make mistakes. I'm not, diba, I'm not a saint. I try to still, I try every day to be a good human being. And to extend the blessings that He's all been giving us. So, ngayon parang naging mas madali, parang magaang talaga yung buhay. I think, hindi lang love life. But I think it's that feeling na, you know, now parang you choose your battles.
Yes. So,
The little mistakes or the little
You can let go na.
you can let go, parang ganyan. Hindi mo na idadaing masyado.
Tama.
And then, maybe if I make mistakes, if I commit, you know, if I hurt other people, it's, you know, although, you know, it's parang, it's easier for me to say, sorry, I hurt you, yung ganyan. So parang, walang kawalan. You know, you won't lose anything. In fact, you will gain so much more if you just let go of yung anger, hatred.
Nakakaganda nga yun.
yes. So,
Nakakaganda.
yes.
Hindi yung love life
At saka at the same,
Yung love life.
yes. At saka at the same time, I mean, when you said choose your battles, I guess the concerns that you have or that we have become more important. At it allows you to make a stand on what is really important kasi na-let go mo na siguro yung mga things that you can let go, no? Pero
parang, diba, parang I'm able to let go parang if you're able to let go of the most difficult, the little things na every day, diba?
yes.
And then you give more importance to what's essential.
Yes.
Diba, in life.
Yes.
Especially now nga, diba, lalo na ngayon after the pandemic, all the material things, it didn't matter. Because
Yes.
for a year, I think we were just wearing jeans and white t-shirt or shorts. O pangbahay.
Pangbahay.
Totoo.
Yeah, all the material things didn't matter. All the power that you have didn't matter. All the, di ba, all the material things didn't matter. What mattered was your health, was the world that,
Yes, yes.
we all live in one big sky na yung gumaling tayo, makatulong sa, I mean, those are the more essential things. So, yun mas ma-appreciate mo na. Yeah.
Kaya pala ang gaan-gaan.
Diba? And
Cherry
there's a
pie.
bigger picture. Parang the way I see it, you see a bigger picture other than what we have individually.
Yes, and then you will realize you really don't live for yourself. You really have to be a man for others. Diba? Because us then, diba, in our life, we have so much angels around us.
Yes.
And the people are around us who are angels to us in our lives. So you really have to be a man for others. So magre-ripple, it's a ripple effect.
Yes, yes.
You give love and the love comes
Back
back,
to you. 100-fold.
100.
Yes.
Parang parang may nabuksan. Parang after that really a painful experience in your life, parang it opened up so many things for you. Your heart.
Parang more clarity in
Yes.
your life, more freedom.
Yes.
Freedom
exactly.
to be yourself, to help others as well. Ang ganda.
Yes.
So parang
Sana nandyan kami with you, Pai, to have coffee. Marami pa.
or hug.
Di ba? Parang napaka-inspire. Parang madami pa kami itatanong na advice, if ever.
But anyway, let's go.
Insights.
It's not easy, It's difficult, diba? Pero try lang every day.
Yes.
Hirap.
Oo,
Pero I'm sure parang that added more depths to your acting. I'm sure of this. Di ba?
Oo,
Kasi
sa craft.
Oo. Mas marami ng hugot.
So, since yan yung first love mo, di ba, acting, will we see more of you on stage?
Yeah, what's in
or
store,
in
no?
movies? What's in store?
Yeah. Well, 2 projects are in the way. I can announce it na, yeah. But the other one was announced. ABS-CBN is going international yung sa content, in terms of content. That's why we're going to do Cell Block. It was already announced in Vanity Fair.
Yes.
In Hong Kong. So it's going, the cast, the Filipino cast will be led by Jericho Rosales. So yun, that I'm excited to do
Yes.
because we will have, I think, 3 foreign actors with that series. So I'm looking forward and I'm preparing for that as early as now. Yung Cell Block. Ganyan.
How
And
does
then-
it go? How will shooting go for that? Ganun pa rin ba?
The shooting will commence, I think, September. Parang late this year. But we're all preparing already. So that's what I'm preparing for right now. But it was announced already. So, yun nga.
I mean, is it going to be parang bubble pa rin? You'll be...
I'm sure, yes.
Ganun pa din.
Kailangan.
Yeah.
And then the
Laki
other
pa rin.
project,
Yeah, and the other project. I don't know if I can announce it.
an idea.
But it's also a series, of course. Of course, with the Kapamilya Network pa rin.
Okay.
And so yun. I don't know if I can announce it. And then I hope that we start soon. I'm also dying to work na rin, to go back to taping and shooting. So basically, that's what I'm preparing for right now. And of course, I hope you don't mind. Yeah, I'm busy. Last 25 days.
Okay,
Oh,
yes.
I'm busy campaigning for my president, for Lenny and Kiko. So
Yes. We've been
that's what I'm
seeing you.
really busy with right now.
Okay.
Well,
Good.
ay, madami pa tayong tatanungin.
Yeah, whatever, sa akin na sa ating mga viewers, whatever your choice is, I hope that you don't forget that this is the fight of our lives.
Yes.
And this is the future of our children's children.
Galing.
That's
oh.
what I...
So, yeah, we must use our rights to, our right to vote talagang,
Tama.
di ba, prayerfully and wisely.
Oo.
Please don't waste that gift that's given to us.
Ganda.
As
Well
we
said.
mentioned nga kanina, di ba, parang where there's a bigger picture other than ourselves.
Look
Yes,
beyond.
yes.
Yes.
Look beyond. So, just remember, it's the fight of our lives. We deserve the country that we deserve, a better country that is for the Filipino.
Okay.
It is our country.
Yes.
Well said. Oo, well said.
Okay.
Tagos sa puso. Tagos na tagos.
Anyway, thank you once again, Cherry Pie, for sharing
Thank you,
your
Miss Dinah, Miss Francine, for having me. Thank you so much.
thank you for sharing your story with us and
Oo.
your wisdom with us. Talagang marami akong natutunan.
Yeah.
And a lot of good reminders also.
Aside from the kilig kanina,
Oo
no?
nga, gusto ko pa yon.
Gusto rin natin yon. And also the inspiration. Yes, yes, yes.
So we hope that our contributors
Yan na
have some things to reflect on this Holy Week as other than the love life.
Oo, oo.
Yung mga thoughts ni
Yes.
Cherry Pie.
Yeah. So,
Yes, thank you, Tribune, for
Yeah.
having me.
Before we let you
Thank for the
go,
opportunity.
maybe you'd like to add some more, siguro, based on what we talked about forgiveness, kindness, di ba?
Yun lang po, basta, let's look at the bigger picture. Let's look at let's look at our country, and then I hope that everyone will have a meaningful and blessed week. Let's make use of it. Let's be grateful that we have this week to remember, the immense love and mercy of God for us. And just spread love, life, and compassion and empathy. Be a man for others. It's not easy, but let's just try every day. And God bless us all, and I hope that everything will all be better for us, turn out better for all of us. Yun po.
Salamat.
Thank you.
Salamat.
Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat. And we'll also
Maraming
await your
salamat.
2 projects.
2 series.
Thank
Two
you.
series,
Thank you.
no?
Thank
Mukhang
you, Miss
excited.
Francine. Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Yes. So, that's it for now, mga katribu. Thank you for tuning in today. Watch Spotlight Live every Thursday at 2 p.m. only on Daily Tribune's official Facebook page and on Tribune Now on YouTube. I'm Francine Marquez.
And I'm Dinah Ventura.
And this has been Spotlight. Have